To Mummy, I Love You from Ruth.
Why is that in my thing?
I don't know.
You got the bus here?
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So
98.
you got it just outside here?
Yeah, down at the gas station. Petrol station.
Gas station?
The petrol station.
Oh.
We don't.
No, it's...
Yeah! I look so white. We're not related. We're just not. There's no evidence. The people that say we look the same is just...
They're lying.
They're lying.
It's
That's just a
cat.
lie. Yeah, I need to get used to not being a narcissist and looking in the camera. Because I'm just looking up there.
Fine.
So I don't look stupid. I need to look.
I'm so white earlier.
I am.
You lost your tan from Jamaica.
Literally, the tan was crisp.
I'll show them an example because it's crazy how dark you got while we were there.
No, it was because when we went to Egypt.
I was about to say, in Egypt you were actually like,
I was like,
you looked
I
more
was
like one of us.
I was actually black. I fit into the family. Now I don't anymore. I'm joking. That's don't leave that in. That was actually a joke.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Did you forget?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's do the video.
I make fun of it all the time. I don't know how I pulled that. Anyways. Yeah, it's got 30 minutes. I can only record for 30 minutes at one time. It's very annoying because because I don't know if you noticed, but in some of my videos it will just cut off or cut because
you had to start. You gotta be quick. You're gonna run out of the 30 minutes.
We're going quick. I heard you. Welcome guys to another video. This is my sister finally here on the channel. She was actually meant to be on here before Jack reached, but she moved out recently, so it wasn't as easy to make a video. But independent woman.
Independent woman.
Is that your reason? Yeah.
Yeah.
Living with your boyfriend.
Who pays all the bills? Independent.
As in you or him?
I clean, so
Oh.
it's equal.
Well, you know. So how independent does that make you then?
I clean. I clean. Right, so today.
So what we're doing today is, she actually reached out to me and was like, oh, let's make a Am I the Arsehole video. So that's what we're doing. Because it was after I made the photography dilemmas video, which actually was a lot of fun to make.
Yes, I got inspired by that.
Yeah.
And said I wanted to make a Reddit video.
She's gonna read some, we're gonna react because she's seen a couple of the titles, and in this way you get a reaction.
Yeah.
So, and you're a better reader than me.
We'll have a tame one, or I hope it's tame. Like 6 paragraphs.
There's context. Alright, let's go.
Okay. I, 49 male, have 4 kids, twin boys, both 27, 1 girl, 25 female, and another son, 21. This post is about my youngest son, Jack. Since they were children, I promised my kids 2 things. 1, I'll fully pay for all of their college expenses, housing, tuition, food, etc. And 2, once they graduate college, I will buy them a car. I kept that promise for all of my kids, except with Jack, and now I want to know if I am an arsehole for that. I paid for Jack's college expenses, but I am refusing to buy him a car. Below are some reasons why.
Okay.
So number 1, I co-signed my name on the lease for Jack's room that he rents with a friend, and I sent Jack his portion of the rent every month. The friend started taking advantage of my name being on the lease and stopped paying for rent too, knowing I will cover the amount because I don't want missed payments on my credit score. I asked Jack multiple times to ask his roommate to pay his portion, but the boy did not care to even respond to me, and I ended up paying for 6 months of his friend's rent too, until I finally solved the problem by getting my name out of the lease. 2, Jack had a very rude and entitled attitude. He speaks to us like we're his low-performing employees. The only time he contacts us is when he wants money and goes no contact otherwise, and we don't know what we ever did to him to treat us that way. 3, last year when my wife had to be hospitalised, all of my kids flew back home to be there for their mother. Jack didn't want to, but one of his siblings bought him a ticket and talked him into flying out. Instead of being glad to be beside his very sick mother at the hospital, he spent the entire visit making everyone run errands for him. His sister has to cook a very specific type of meal for him, and we had to drive him to the gym at a very specific time he demands, etc. And acted like it was one huge inconvenience for him to have to fly out. I even talked to my other kids about whether we were bad parents that caused Jack to act this way, but all my other kids don't know why he ended up so entitled and spoiled. The rest of my kids are extremely different from Jack. We all get along with each other and care about one another. For the rest of my kids, I spent maybe 100k on each kid's total college expenses. With Jack's careless spending habits and unwillingness to save us any money, Jack's college years ended up costing me 180k. So I refused to buy the promised car. Jack's upset and has gone to his grandparents complaining about me. What's that? MIL? Mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
My mother-in-law already hates me and now is calling me an asshole, saying I am playing favourites because I bought everyone a car and not Jack. No, you are not.
Not the asshole.
Could have just given me number one and I would have said, no, you are not.
Yeah, let's say you just moved out. You aren't paying the rent because mum says she's going to provide. Isaac then stops.
Yeah. That's just rude. Because he knew it was promised, that's why he took advantage.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, whatever, he's paying for everything, so I'm just gonna do whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think that's fine to not give him that as a punishment, because regardless of whether it was promised or not, he doesn't deserve it. Like the rest of them, I'm sure, deserved it.
I don't agree with this, I'm just playing devil's advocate. He's made the promise regardless of behaviour.
Yeah.
So
that's true, yeah.
At the end of the day, he did promise it to him.
Yeah.
So
I guess so.
I don't know. I feel like that's probably why he's asking the question of
Yeah,
probably.
Clearly minted.
180k, you mad?
Yeah, and 100 on all the others, just like 3 others as well.
Nah.
But I don't know. I don't know the way to teach him a lesson without not giving him the car. He'd probably lose it anyway because he's clearly not. Do you know what I mean? He'd give him the car.
Yeah.
If he didn't send him money to fix the car, I'm sure that wasn't promised. He'd end up losing it anyway.
I can understand why the son has taken liberties with it because he was promised.
Yeah.
And if you're promised anything, you're gonna. If you think something's guaranteed, you'll mess around.
Yeah.
So
maybe the promise shouldn't have been made in the first place.
I agree. Yeah.
It may, even if he did promise, it may just should have had conditions.
Yeah.
To it. So the verdict is
not the arsehole.
Not guilty. Telling my husband he mishandled my daughter wetting the bed at 3 a.m.
The first question that's come into my mind is how old is the daughter? Because that's initially I'm like, if she's having to ask this question, the daughter's probably past wetting the bed age.
Well,
that's the way I'm thinking about it.
Well, that's what she's asking. She's reacted in a certain way, and he's reacted in a certain way.
Yeah.
So we need to see how old the child is to determine which one of them handled it.
Okay, start reading. I'm scared.
Long story short, my daughter, 3 years old,
oh my gosh,
started crying in her room at 3 a.m, which is highly unusual for her. She's usually a very good sleeper. I heard her, but was breastfeeding my son, so I couldn't get up. So I woke my husband up and asked him to go and see what was going on. He came back a few minutes later with her in his arms and said she had an accident and was complaining her throat hurt. He laid her in bed next to me while he changed his clothes. He got pee on his, and then picked her up and went back to her room where he stayed with her the rest of the night. At no point did he ask me what to do or tell me what he was going to do. I got up this morning and went into her room to tell him it was time to get her up for daycare, and he said something about how he slept in pee all night. I asked him what he meant, and he told me he put her back into her pee-soaked bed because he didn't know what else to do. I told him there was another change of sheets under the wet sheets. I do this specifically so we can rip the top sheet and waterproof mattress cover off in the middle of the night and have a new set of sheets under it ready to go.
Yeah.
He told me he forgot. I left it alone because he was already in a bad mood, but later today I told him that he really shouldn't have put her back into a bed soaked in pee. He got upset and told me he didn't know what to do and I didn't give him any direction. I told him I didn't realise he needed direction and that it seemed obvious that you wouldn't do that. It turned into a fight and now we're both upset with one another. Am I the asshole for telling him that he shouldn't have put her back in a bed like that? Is this actually an acceptable response to a kid peeing in the bed? No.
First of all,
she's 3.
First of all, that's child abuse.
First, she's 3. Second, she's clearly ill. And your first response is not to ask your wife, what should I do? In that situation, if you don't know what to do, you would ask, what do I do? You shouldn't be that incompetent to not know what to do, which is obviously just change the bed sheets, But then now you're complaining that you've got pee on you, that it was your decision to go back into the pee bed and go to sleep, and she's also slept in that.
I don't want to be peak. That's
Stupid. Like, your common sense is there for a reason. You're telling me that your brain didn't go, oh, maybe we should get fresh sheets.
Boy, if you don't get... I mean, it's not even like they're new parents.
She's been here for a little while. I'm sure this wasn't the first time this happened and you don't know what to do and you forgot that there's like a spare change of sheets. And he got upset and told me he didn't know what to do and I didn't give him any direction.
You didn't ask.
You just ask.
He's gone to bed, right? And he's sat there and slept for like 4 hours. It's like, I can't wait to complain about this tomorrow morning. But it's like, he's woken up and then he's upset. Nah, don't worry, love.
That's just
You're not
silly.
the arsehole.
No, you are absolutely not. He is, and you should leave him. I'm just joking. It's a short one.
Okay.
Am I the arsehole for telling my friend she was being a pick-me girl and embarrassing herself? Oh dear, they're not even young. I, 22 female, am part of a friend group whose families spend Christmas at a ski resort. We all met there as kids/teenagers and became good friends over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Among us is my friend Amy.
Wait, stop. Why did you pause like that? Why did you look dead into the camera just like, Among Us?
We should an Among Us video.
Oh, facts, we should. I don't know if you guys have seen Eric's content. I'm gonna link his channel in the card.
Blackthorn Creations.
How do you remember that?
So I used to rewatch the videos all the time.
I see.
And I show everybody the videos because they're really funny.
Eric's editing during the pandemic was the most clutch thing I've ever seen. He's gonna be in the comment.
Right, okay. So, among us is my friend Amy, who has developed a terrible habit of mocking other girls who aren't very good at skiing. If it were just a passing comment here and there about how silly and impractical some gear can be, I wouldn't mind it, but she's incessant. Earlier today, when we were all together
At pre-ski.
Apologies, she started with her comments again. That suit looks ridiculous. She's never skied a day in her life. Who wears a full face of makeup when skiing, etc.? Our guy friends were all laughing with her.
Oh.
But guess what? They were all trying their luck with the bad, vain skiers later on. She was obviously not happy about it and tried to keep her rhetoric going in front of our new friends. But I pulled her aside and told her that she was embarrassing herself. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much she badmouths those girls. The guys will always go for the full Bogner. Again, I'm not rich, so if that's something to do with like some clothes or something,
I'll research
I don't know.
it and put I was gonna say translation.
After our talk, she immediately left and is now starting a big argument on our group chat. Am I the asshole? Okay. This is pick me at its finest, yeah. I'm one of the boys. I don't understand why girls wear so much makeup and like dress nice for boys. But here you are with no man. I don't understand. Like, what are you doing right? Clearly nothing, because they're clearly doing something right. First of all, they're probably not dressing for the boys anyway. But they look nice, so they're going up to her. And you're out here in like your full gear, like, oh no, but I actually ski. That's nice, then ski. You don't have to hate on, I hate girls that hate on girls. It's like, why can't you just be a girl's girl and just, like, I don't understand why you hate against each other. It just doesn't make any sense, like.
I think the thing that's funny to me is that she's got such a big problem with the fact that she just isn't getting any attention.
Exactly, that's all it is. And she's trying to like hate on everybody else so that people will go, oh yeah, you're right, they're stupid. You're the perfect woman. But it's like, you don't need to bring others down to make yourself look good. I don't understand. Because if you have to do that, then you're not a good person and you don't. Like,
because it was all well and good when you was making everybody laugh, because that's clearly what the intention was.
But she was trying to make the boys laugh.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. Because clearly your friend who's written this is not laughing because she sees what she's doing. If the whole group is laughing, that's fine. But then once she's got the boys' attention, she's like, oh yeah, I can keep doing this and make them laugh, and I want them to laugh.
Make fun of them.
And yet they're still trying to get with them girls at the end and not you.
We need to find one where the person's actually the arsehole.
Yeah, I want to find one where they're actually like, am I the arsehole for refusing to give up my extra seat for someone else's toddler on a flight that I paid for because I am fat? I am 34 female and I'm obese. I'm actively working towards losing weight and I've made progress, but I'm still obese as I'm typing this. I'm going over to see my brother and his husband for Christmas across the country, and because I'm fat, I booked an extra seat so everyone can be more comfortable. I know it sucks having to pay for an extra seat, but it is what it is. I know Southwest Airlines has this customer of size policy, but I've had some bad experiences with Southwest even before I was obese, so I wasn't doing that and it was mostly my fault I even got fat. Everything goes smoothly from checking into security and boarding, at least at first. This woman comes to my row with a boy who appeared to be about a year old. She told me to squeeze into one seat so her son could sit in the other. She told me, not asked. I told her no, and that I paid for the seat, for the extra space. She makes a big fuss over it, which got the flight attendant's attention. She told the flight attendant I was stealing the seat from her son. Then I showed my boarding passes proving that I, in fact, paid for the extra seat. The flight attendant asked me if I could try to squeeze in, but I said no, that I wanted the extra seat I paid for. The boy who the mum said is 18 months old was supposed to sit in her lap so he could do just that. The flight attendant eventually told the mum to put her son in her lap. I got dirty looks and passive-aggressive remarks from her for the entire flight, and I do feel a little bad because the boy looked hard to control. So I'm the asshole.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
You did not, like, you've spent extra money.
Do you know how expensive a flight ticket is?
And she's had to pick the two seats, like, next to each other.
Yeah.
And that's quite hard to do sometimes, isn't it? You sometimes get, like, opposite ends. I'm sure you have to pay extra to get them next to each other. And you've done that. And she could have also just paid for another seat for her son, but she's not. Like, you've booked the flight with one seat so that your son can sit on your lap. So get the son to sit on your lap. Like, there is a reason why this person has two seats and you have one. So take your one seat and deal with it. The
reason why I'm so shocked by why this is even a question is because I'm like, if it was any other scenario, like, remember when we went to Jamaica, I brought my camera bag in it.
Yeah.
If I didn't want that to be on the floor so it didn't get damaged, but didn't want to put it in the overhead luggage so that it doesn't get moved around or dropped, and I pay for two seats so I can do this and then put the bag on the seat, I don't think a single person is really going to have that big of a problem, because the way I'm looking at it is this woman is trying to look actively for seats on the plane that are empty or are free. The seat's been proved to you that it's not a free or empty seat.
It's not for you.
She bought the seat.
Exactly.
If your plan was already to just have your kid on your lap for the whole flight, especially at 18 months old.
Exactly.
Why would you put an 18-month-old child in a random seat next to a stranger anyway?
That's a good point. But literally as well, if you wanted a seat for him, then you should have bought a seat for him. You've not. She's done it because she wanted to be comfortable and have two seats, which is fine. It's probably a long flight. She wants to be comfortable in the seat, and that's not her fault. The fact that the flight attendant at first also said, can you squeeze into one seat?
Yeah, that's nuts.
And it's like, no.
That's crazy.
Even if I could, I don't want to.
Yeah.
That's why I've bought two seats.
Yeah.
Because I want to be comfortable in the two seats.
Let's say this. Let's say a pregnant woman is a bit larger and she is in one seat, but she's bought two seats. No one's telling her to try and squeeze into one seat. I'm not saying it's tit for tat or the same exact scenario, but I think the fact is that because people look at it as it being a lifestyle decision.
Yeah, exactly. And
then trying to make her, you know.
Exactly.
You know, but she said at the beginning, and I like the fact she prefaced that she actually accepts.
Her,
and she's trying to make pace towards losing weight, which is a very difficult thing to do, especially when you are. It's hard to get to a point of recognizing you need to start coming back. So that's already, she's doing really great. This has probably taken quite a big hit to her self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really sad for something that she's completely in the right for.
Exactly.
I think of the ones that we've read through and all the ones I've ever read, like, this is the most easy, no you're not.
Yeah,
because,
immediately no you're not.
I can't believe that woman's crazy.
That's insane. I'm the asshole for not letting my girlfriend eat the naan bread we ordered. I got takeout from an Indian restaurant we like and order from usually when our budget allows us. This place is really the only good Indian place anywhere near us, but it's very pricey, so we tried to keep our order small. One entree for me, one entree for her, and a side of naan bread that we share. The thing is, the side of bread isn't very much, and the entree just isn't the same without it. So it seriously annoys me when she eats the bread without dipping it in her curry.
Oh no!
It's such a waste of the little bread that we get. I told her this before, but says it's not my concern how she eats her food. Except it is my concern, because she is wasting a shared side. Whatever, I let it go each time. This time, she didn't order curry like she usually does. She got biryani. So I was happy that I would get the bread to myself. While we were eating, she reaches over for the bread and eats a piece on its own. I got annoyed and moved the bread away from her and told her she doesn't need the bread since she isn't eating a curry, and she doesn't need bread, whereas I am eating a curry, so I do need bread. Oh my goodness. Also, that her entree comes with rice and she can eat that. She got offended and ended up threatening not to pay her share for the food next time. She also called me a greedy asshole and took her food and ate the rest in our bedroom. My friends are split. One of them says I'm in the right and it's too much carbs for one meal for her to have bread and rice.
Oh my god!
But the other friend essentially also called me a greedy arsehole. It's been hours and she's ignoring me. As she should. Am I the arsehole?
Oh my days. And they're just trying to recap this. So they're saying
very silly. And
they get
biryani.
takeaway, but they don't have a huge budget, yeah?
Yeah.
So then they will get an Indian takeaway and it's the best one around, so they just stick there, but it's expensive.
Yeah.
They usually get 2 meals and a side that they share.
Yeah.
And they usually get curry both times, for both of them, and then a side of naan.
Yeah.
And then C will just dip the whole thing in her food, and apparently it's wasteful.
Yeah.
Just let it soak up all the curry instead of savouring it throughout the meal. First of all, why are you bothered about how someone else is eating?
Exactly.
Secondly, it's not that big of a deal. It's only food. Relax.
Yeah.
Buy bread from Tesco. You don't need to actually buy the bread from the takeout.
You just get it from somewhere else.
I can't wrap my head around the fact it can't be that much more expensive to get another piece of bread.
Yeah.
Like, how much are we talking? Like, it can't be more than £2 extra.
Yeah.
Like, for me, you may as well just do that so everyone's satisfied. Like,
and
why?
You don't have to be stressed about how she's eating her biryani or her curry.
Because if the difference is that much not worth it, then you shouldn't be getting takeaway.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, like, if you feel as if that much more money being spent is not worth it, then why are you getting takeaway in the first place?
You shouldn't be buying it.
Exactly. Or get it less often.
Yeah.
And use the money from the time you didn't get it to get more food. And everyone's blessed. But it's not just that. The fact that he's got friends that are like, why is she eating so many carbs?
Yeah. Because
you know the whole quote, oh, you're the makeup of your 5 closest friends.
Yeah.
Like, if that's the case, and your friends are split in 2, and half of your friends are saying, oh yeah, why is she wanting so many carbs?
That's
Excuse me? Either you told the story very differently to be in your favor, or you just genuinely are not a good person.
Yeah.
Because why on earth does it concern you?
Even in that situation, you shouldn't be running to your friends telling them,
you're the arsehole, sort yourself out. Okay, so guys, we're gonna wrap up the video. Thanks Ruth for coming on. I doubt this will be the last time she's on here, because that was a lot of fun. I'm
invading this channel. What's it called? Just Nelson. What's it called?
So clearly you don't watch my stuff, innit? Why don't you watch my videos and you wanted to be on the video? You know what I'm gonna do and be cheeky as well. My channel subscribe thing, the little pop-up, it's gonna come up right now. Just so that they can see
Go watch all my other videos.
Yeah, innit?
No, he's gonna put my Instagram and my TikTok in the link as well.
I'll do that. I'll let you off. I'll put your links in.
You will. Yeah, you will.
I'll see you guys in the next video. But she'll be back soon, so look out for that. But yeah, see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.